Welcome to Toronto, Ontario. In this video, I'm going to be sharing some of the top attractions and things to do if you're visiting the city. And we've actually had to come to Toronto a number of times to film all of these things to do and things to check out because there's just so many things that you can see while you're here. I've lived in this area my entire life and I still haven't seen everything there is to see for this city, so let's jump into some of the activities that I've collected, but there are many more that you could add to your list.
Toronto is the capital city of the province of Ontario and has a population of around 2.9 million people. It's located on the north shore of Lake Ontario and is about 1.5 hours from the US border of Buffalo. Toronto is a very popular tourist destination with many attractions and activities, amazing dining options, and plenty of entertainment. So whether you're visiting from far away or a local visitor, there is something for everyone here. The first thing on my list of things to do in the city is visit the Toronto Railway Museum. It's open daily from Wednesday to Sunday and is located in Roundhouse Park in the heart of the city. This museum showcases the city's vibrant railway history and offers indoor and outdoor exhibits.
Another thing that you should add to your list of things to do in Toronto is coming to the Waterfront. There's a beautiful boardwalk area and you can watch all of the ferries and water taxis going across to Toronto Island.
This area also has some lovely parks and scenery to take in and is great in any season.
And if you're feeling adventurous, you can take one of them and go experience Toronto Island for yourself.
You can get to Toronto Island by ferry or water taxi, depending on your preference. On the islands, there's a small amusement park, beaches, trails, and park areas to explore.
If you like being out on the water, you can also take a city cruise boat tour so that you can get some great shots of Toronto from Lake Ontario. And if you're here during nice weather and the boat rental office is open, you can actually rent a canoe or kayak to get out on Lake Ontario and enjoy the city views from the lake.
Next up is Ripley's Aquarium of Canada, which offers the opportunity to see thousands of fascinating fish and sea creatures. There's even an underwater tunnel you can walk through to see sharks, sea turtles, and other creatures from below.
Another thing that you can do in Toronto is take a sightseeing tour of the city on one of the open-air buses like the one behind me.
You can hop on and off to check out local points of interest or just enjoy the city from the coach. The CN Tower is one of the most iconic buildings in the Toronto skyline, and you can even venture up to the top for amazing views of the city or dine in the 360 restaurant. Plus, they have a gift shop for souvenirs. If you're not interested in heights, you can enjoy the view from the tower from below. Enjoy a performance at a show or a symphony. The city has some incredible musicals, Broadway shows, and symphony concerts you can see while in town. Hang out at the rec room and play some games. I couldn't film inside, but this indoor arcade offered some great games, a restaurant and bar area, and is fun for all ages.
Another thing that you can do in Toronto is come to the St. Lawrence Market. We're about to go in, so let's go check it out.
This market is open 6 days a week and is especially popular on weekends. There are various vendors selling food, grocery items, baked goods, souvenirs, and more. Be sure to check out the hours in advance of your visit to make sure it's open.
Another attraction you have to check out if you're in Toronto is the historic Distillery District. We are here right now and as you can see, it is beautiful and so picturesque with all of the historic buildings and cobblestone streets. There's lots of restaurants, you can go to a brewery here, so whatever you're looking for, you can probably find it in this area, including shopping. Another thing to do in Toronto is to check out the Hockey Hall of Fame.
If you're interested in hockey, definitely add this attraction to your list. Inside, you can see some awesome hockey exhibits, including championship rings, Lord Stanley's vault with the Stanley Cup, and other hockey treasures. Another thing to do is dine around the city, whether you're looking for delicious snacks and baked goods like these donuts here, or a 5-star dining experience. This city has something for everyone and a wide variety of cuisines to choose from. And while you're dining around, you can check out some breweries. This city has many to choose from, like Mill Street, Amsterdam Brewhouse, Goose Island, and Steam Whistle, to name a few. Next on the list is visiting Dundas Square. This is like a very small Times Square with billboards, a cinema, shopping, dining, and transit, so it's a convenient central location.
If you like shopping, another thing that you can do if you're in Toronto, Ontario is come to the Toronto Eaton Centre. There are tons of shops here and this mall is huge.
This mall boasts over 200 stores and is located in the heart of the city for easy access, with parking on site and easily accessible via transit. Next up is visiting Little Canada. This is a miniature village of the entire country spanning 45,000 square feet, so it's not that little. Inside, over 40,000 little figurines call it home. Torontonians have the Leafs and the Raptors playing at our Scotiabank Arena, so depending on the time of year, you can catch a Leafs or Raptors game. I've been to both and the energy is amazing, but the ticket prices can be pretty steep.
Another thing that you can do if you're in Toronto is come to the Toronto Zoo. It's technically located in Scarborough, but if you have a vehicle, you should add it to your list. And if you're adding the Toronto Zoo to your list, don't forget it costs $15 to park, and you should plan to spend pretty much the entire day here because it does take quite a while to walk through all of the pavilions and see all of the animals.
While we were there, we also purchased tickets to take the trolley tour and drive behind the scenes through one of the animal enclosures, and we also enjoyed walking around and learning more about the animals.
Another item to add to your itinerary if you're coming to Toronto is the ROM, which is the Royal Ontario Museum. We're here right now and there are tons of exhibits to check out, and my personal favorite was the one featuring T-Rex.
The ROM is an awesome attraction to check out if you like museums and history. I'd recommend spending at least a few hours here, especially if you visit on a weekend, because there could be bigger crowds.
If you're in the Toronto area and looking for something to do, you should definitely add Casa Loma to your list. Here you can go on a self-guided audio tour of the grounds and the buildings and check out all this beautiful place has to offer.
Casa Loma was built in 1914 by Sir Henry Pellet and is a heritage landmark in Toronto. Each year, over 650,000 visitors walk through the castle, gardens, and secret passageways. In addition to tours and special events, this castle is also the set of many famous movies and shows over the years. Next up is Graffiti Alley, which is located within the Toronto Fashion District. This area is full of colorful murals and artwork and is a popular spot to admire the murals and take photos and video. The next activity is going to a local beach. There are a few different ones around the city to choose from, and even more out on the Toronto Islands.
We are now in Kensington Market, and this is another place that you should come explore if you're in Toronto. There's tons of shops, restaurants, people selling things on the side of the road, and it is a happening place, so prepare for crowds. If you're planning a longer trip to Toronto and you want to fill your time with as many activities and attractions as possible, come to this area where I am right now, which is right near the CN Tower, Ripley's Aquarium, the Rogers Centre where you can watch baseball games or concerts. There's a railway museum, Steam Whistle Brewery, and the Rec Room where you can go and play video games. So this area pretty much has anything that you'd be looking for.
And something that can only be done in the winter months is skating at Phillips Square in front of City Hall. In the winter, the fountain turns into an outdoor ice rink for skating, and they even offer rentals and lockers on site if you don't have your own skates to bring or need a locker rental. So we decided to drive into the city today instead of taking the GO train, but if you're coming and you're wondering how you're going to get around, there are plenty of options for you, including the subway, the streetcar, there's buses, and you can even just take Ubers or taxis. Or if you're like us, you can drive, park in one spot, and then explore on foot from there. And Toronto is a very bike-friendly city. You can even rent bikes here to explore the boardwalk area and waterfront, and there's tons of pathways on the major roads as well for cyclists. And to make transit even easier, there is a Presto One fare program that allows free transfers between TTC, such as the subway, buses, and streetcars, to GO Transit. Visit prestocard.ca for complete details so you can be prepared to get around the city and surrounding areas. Toronto is such a huge city that we've actually had to visit numerous times to capture all of these activities and attractions. And there's still more that you can do that we haven't covered in this video. If you're planning a weekend or a week-long visit here in the city, you'll have to try and prioritize what you want to do because there's just too much to do it all. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing around Toronto, Ontario, and some of the things that you can do if you're in the city. And as always, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more travel videos coming soon.